All right, hey folks, for the second part of our composition lesson here, we are going to be taking a look at a piece of notation software from the internet called Noteflight. So first thing you're going to need to do is we're going to go up here to sign in. So you'll see that up there in the top corner. And you'll want to sign in with your Google account, all right? So when you click on there to sign in with your Google account, you will go ahead and take your Google account right there, which will then bring you to this kind of homepage. So what we're going to be doing with this is actually creating our own rhythmic composition and using Noteflight right here to make our lives just a little bit easier. So it does take a few minutes to kind of learn what it is that you are doing with this, but once you figure it out, it goes a lot smoother. So we're going to go through this tutorial right here. We're going to work on figuring out how to do the basic stuff like putting the right instrument in there and learning how to put the notes in, and then you get to start being creative by creating your own compositions. So let's get going. So after you have logged in, you will go up here to where it says Create. You should see that there in the top corner. When you click on Create, it's going to ask you how you want to create a new score. You are going to start from a blank score sheet right there, that kind of default option there. We don't want to start by importing anything because we don't have anything to import. Okay, so go ahead and just click OK. And what it's going to do is it's going to bring you to the main screen right here. Now there's a few things I want you to take a look at. So number one, we're going to have the main work area right here. Now it defaults to using a piano, and I'm going to show you how to change that so we can just create rhythms for the time being. Okay, so you'll have your main work area here. You can always give your composition a title. For example, we're doing a rhythm composition. And you can even put your name in there if you'd like to, and everything like that. So you can kind of have your own little composition that you are creating. So a couple things we have to do before we get started here. We need to go to Parts right here in the top. So you should see it right there, kind of where my mouse is. So when you click on Parts, it's going to bring a window open on the side here, and you're going to see that you have a piano part. So what we need to do is add a part and then remove the piano part. So what we're going to do is click on Add Part. And then we're going to get this whole thing right here, which is going to give us a lot of different options on the different parts that we can add. What we want to do is add an unpitched percussion part right here. So if you click on that, you'll see that it's going to say Drums, Standard, Drums, Berkeley, Rhythm, and Sleigh Bell. We are going to click on Rhythm. So go ahead and click there. So you can see, you can change the name if you want to, the abbreviation. Don't bother with any of that stuff. Realistically, this is just to get you composing things. We don't need to make this something that is super elaborate or super fancy or whatever else. So if you'd like to play the samples, you can feel free to do that. It'll show you all the different sounds that you can make on that rhythm part right there. So once you click select rhythm, we're going to go ahead and click OK. Now you're going to notice that the rhythm part has shown up down here underneath the piano. Now, like I said, we don't need the piano part. So you should still have your parts open here. Now, if for some reason it went away, all you need to do is click on Parts one more time up here in the top corner, and that will bring your parts back up again. So we're going to go to the trash can right here, and we're going to delete the piano part. And boom, one click, and you are done, and it is gone. So now you can close your parts pane right there, and we have 4 measures that we are working on right now. So the next part that we're going to do is start adding rhythms in. You'll notice the time signature there is 4/4, just like we discussed in the earlier part of this lesson. So the nice part about using a piece of notation software like Noteflight or Sibelius or MuseScore or any of those things is that most of the time they don't let you put too many beats inside of a measure. So yes, we still need to know how to do this for real, but we have some tools that are going to help us a little bit here to kind of make our lives a little bit easier, so that way we don't have to worry about adding too many beats to a measure or having something that doesn't make any sense or whatever else. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to look up here where it says duration. Now you're going to see we have a whole note, a half note, a quarter note, an eighth note, and a 16th note right there. Now I know I said that we were using pairs of eighth notes. However, it gives you a single eighth note right here. So if we go ahead and click and we go kind of bring it down to right here. So when you click on the duration, it's not necessarily going to put it in right away. You have to put it where it belongs. So what we can do is pretty much pick any spot that's near our staff. I'm going to choose kind of the bottom right here. It's going to be our bass drum kick. So what you're going to notice is that our quarter note has shown up. Now, if I want to leave that as a quarter note, what I'm going to do is I'm going to push on my keyboard right here, I'm going to push the right arrow, meaning that it's going to move over to the next note. You can see it highlighted in red right there. So what it's going to happen next is you can then change the duration of that note if you'd like to. So let's say I want to put an eighth note in there. So it's going to change that to 2/8 rests. Then all I have to do is click in that same place that I had clicked earlier, and that's going to add my eighth notes. Now let's say, for example, I wanted to do a half note next. Now if I click on half note, it's going to change what I just did. We don't want that. So we can Control Z and go back, or you can just click on the eighth note again. But what we need to do is move ourselves over. So again, you're going to hit that right arrow so that your next thing is selected. So we're no longer talking about the notes we've already input. So the next thing that we're going to do, if I want a half note, is I'm going to make sure that it's on half right there, and I'm going to click to add the note. So one thing you'll notice is that when you go to your next rest right there, so it is a rest, it's going to default to having your rests up here. That's fine, because when we click on a different value, it's going to change that rest to be the right thing. Now obviously we only need our quarter rest because the rules of our composition say we only use quarter rests. So if we wanted to leave that quarter rest right there, all we have to do is again hit our right arrow, and it's going to select the next pitch, or the next rhythm, excuse me. So then you can start adding in things. Let's say that I wanted to do a pair of eighth notes right here. So I will turn it to the eighth note selector, and then I will add both of my eighth notes. Now if I wanted to do another pair of eighth notes, I don't need to select eighth notes anymore because they're already selected. So I can just keep clicking to add more of those eighth notes in. So after we finish everything, what we can do is we can actually hear what this sounds like. So let me add a few more rhythms in here real quick. Okay, so we're going to do that, and then maybe we'll put a half note. And then I think I want to do another pair of eighth notes. All right. And then as I move to my next one here, maybe I want to start it with a quarter rest this time, have a quarter note, have another quarter rest, so I'll go back to the rest selector right there, and finish it off with another quarter note. Now what you're going to notice is it's automatically going to put another measure into your composition. So if we want to get rid of that, we're going to select that rest right there. And then we're going to go up here to where it says measure. And this one right here is going to say delete measures. So all you have to do is click delete measures, and boom, there it goes. So what's really nice about this program is it will actually play this for you. So you can hear what your rhythm sounds like in real time. If you go up to play right there, it's going to play your rhythm. So we can hear what that rhythm sounds like. Now, if you go and you change your rhythm around a little bit, it is going to make it sound different, obviously. So one of the really, really nice parts about this, like I had said before, is that it won't allow you to add in a note that is not able to be part of that measure. So let's say I get to the end right here, and I really want that to be a half note, and I click on half note. It's not going to change anything. No matter how many times you go and click on it, it's not going to change it. So you would have to go back one more beat, and then you can add in your half note if you wanted to change your rhythm to half note. Okay? And again, you can select that and delete that following measure so you can have your 4 measures right there. So this has just been a quick little tutorial on how to use this. You may need to mess around with this a little bit. You might need to play with the settings in here to kind of double check and see what you can actually do with it. But it is something that's kind of neat, and you can start to do that. So what I want you to do is make sure that you are working on composing a rhythm, because I would like to have you have the experience of composing one of those rhythms. All right? So that's what you can get done with that. If you want to save it, you can go ahead and save it. And then if you go back to your scores right here, my scores, your rhythm composition will still be there. So that's really nice, because then you can come back later if you want to edit it, if you want to try and listen to it again, or whatever else. You are more than welcome to do all that sort of stuff. All right? So hopefully this helps out a little bit, and hopefully this makes composing a little bit easier for you. So go ahead and play around with Noteflight a little bit here with your free version, and we will see what we can come up with.